Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chef Guru from guruscooking.com with Bhindi Masala. Bhindi is also popularly known as lady finger. We start off by taking a skillet or a kadai with 4 tablespoons of oil in it at a high flame, to which we are going to add 350 grams of bhindi. As you can see, I'm dropping the bhindi to the sides and then moving it to the center because the oil is hot, and if you drop the bhindi directly in the middle of the kadai, it may splash a lot of oil on your hands. So safety first. Once you add the bhindi, we'll be cooking this for around 4 to 5 minutes. In between, we'll be adding to this a few spices, most importantly salt. So 2 minutes after you added the bhindi and sauteed, we'll be adding 1 teaspoon of salt to it, and we'll keep sauteing this for around 3 more minutes until the bhindi becomes crispier. One tip for you is make sure when you add the bhindi to the kadai, it is nice and dry. You shouldn't be adding wet bhindi, otherwise it creates a little floss and leaves a little moisture while cooking, which is not a good thing. So always dry and then add. Now once we have added the bhindi and removed it, we have taken another skillet in which we have added 4 tablespoons of oil. We'll be preparing our masala in this. Add 1 diced onion, and as always, do not throw it directly in the center. Drop it to the sides and then move it gently with a spatula to the center. If you wish to prepare and cook the onions at a faster rate than usual, you can add half a teaspoon of salt to it. Remember, we have already added to our bhindi fry 1 teaspoon of salt earlier, and now we have added to our masala preparation in the onions half a teaspoon of salt. What the salt does, it enhances the procedure and quickly fries your onions. To this we add a few thin stripes of ginger, nicely and thinly chopped, and we'll saute this after adding a few green chilies as well. So I'm adding 2 chopped green chilies, and once we have added them, we'll saute this mixture until the onions and the ginger turn golden brown. Now add 2 chopped tomatoes, and make sure you reduce the flame to low and just simmer it now. Tomatoes should never be cooked at a high flame. Keep sauteing it at a nice and low flame by simmering it. We'll be adding a few spices now here. To this mixture, we'll add 1 teaspoon of coriander powder and half a teaspoon of red chili powder. Remember, we have already added green chilies. And we'll saute this nicely. Usually whenever I add tomatoes, I cover it with a lid in order to cook it at a faster rate. But we don't want to cook these tomatoes and onions to a granular level. because in this bhindi masala recipe we want the tomatoes to be 90% or 80% cooked, not 100% cooked and mashed up. Now we'll add the lady fingers that we had fried earlier in a separate vessel. There we are. To this we'll be seasoning it with 1/4, that is quarter teaspoon of garam masala. And to add that nice tangy effect, which I love, we'll be adding 1/4, that is quarter teaspoon of AMCHOOR, or it's also called dry mango powder. We'll offer it a nice stir now and keep cooking this for around 2 minutes. You'll have to keep stirring it in between because otherwise the bhindi would go and stick to the pan at the bottom. Add a few thin strips of ginger to garnish it finally. And give it a nice stir for around a minute now. We are still cooking at a low flame, and this is what you get after a minute. Nice crispy bhindi masala ready to be served hot and enjoyed with chapatis, rotis, paranthas or naans. Enjoy!